Alright, welcome back. So you've made a new character. You're just getting started for the first time. First, you'll be greeted by this quick reference. There's some handy keys here. I use the Shift R for repair a lot, as well as the pet commands here: Shift K to kill, G to follow, or guard, and J to stay. Map, you'll be using a lot. Locker, I don't really use this Shift I for inventory. I usually hit Tab, which is also display HUD. Anyway, you can get back to this by using Control-Shift-Home. You can also access it through the Help menu. So the first decision you're going to make is what race you're going to start with. Each of these have different bonuses associated with them. Of note, though, all the races start with exactly 45 points distributed across strength, intelligence, and dexterity, except for GPOC, which gives you a bonus crew regen of 2. They start with 43 for some reason. I'm not sure if this is an error or if it'll be corrected in the future. So if you're worried about those last 2 points, you'll want to avoid the GPOC. Now, they do have bonuses like Eshar has a really good one, plus 15 power regen. Very handy if you're an engineer, possibly smuggler. I haven't needed it too much on my mercenary. Again, if you get a good drive, you won't really need power regen. If you have a lot of power regen items or power in total, you wouldn't need much of that. Each of these can basically be replaced by gear, so not a big deal unless you're trying to min-max. Like, say, if you wanted to do so the highest starting intelligence is human with 18 points. Over the course of leveling up 1 through 90, and then tier 0 through 9, you'll gain more points to add to that. So if you wanted to max intelligence, you'd have to go with human. For right now, just kind of pick whatever seems like your idea of race. And if you're brand new to the game, you probably haven't even seen the classes and what they do, so at this point you're not sure. Maybe you want to play a Psi regen. Maybe, Teryx, humanoid feline predators. Maybe those appeal to you. Offense is never bad to have. Defense is never bad to have. So we're going to make a Teryx. Next selection here is class selection. So this actually determines your skills and your fighting style and everything. Oops, and I clicked engineer. So we have an engineer with a lot of offense. Not a big problem. So again, you can change all that with gear. I'll just have a little bit more offense when I attack things. I've been playing solo a lot lately, so that's good. The faction selection, I don't think really matters too much anymore. I'm sure there's certain things still tied to it. This used to be for player versus player type of stuff. I just kind of click Federation of Stars. Then you're given the choice of, player portrait. So you can just go through here. There's not too much customization you can do. You can just kind of select one of these images. So we had a Teryx engineer. This guy looks pretty intelligent. All right. So you notice we're given some starting gear. The fission drive is our starting drive, and the scout hull is our starting hull. We can only carry 12 kilotons, of which 4 is already consumed. So let's go ahead and put on our shields. And since we picked engineer, so we'll want some launchers. And so technically, you could go with either bolt or laser on this. I tend to stick to bolt because I have bolt type repair plus weapons for later on that I can use. So you can switch back and forth. With enough intelligence, you can level multiple ones. I wouldn't worry too much about it the first few times around, but later on, especially tier 9, if you're just a completionist, you can finish all that. Next, we'll go to the info section. This is where all your skills are listed. You'll notice some grayed out that don't unlock till certain levels. You have your weaponry, munitions systems. Everything 99 kind of carries over through tiering, except for I believe there's mining. I'm not sure. Does mining carry over? Anyway, there's some stats listed here. Our name, our class, our level, our tier. Race will always say unknown. I'm not sure why. Wealth. This is a display bug, so the very first time you go to sell an item, it'll reset. So here's our starting stats for the Teryx. We have 12 strength, 15 intelligence, 18 dexterity. Not too bad. Let's take a look here. So what I like to do is I get these to about 15. So if you've played some other games, you'll see this, especially like the BioWare games where like a 10 is a -2 and a 13 was like a 0, and then once you get to 15 you start getting bonuses. So I kind of like to start everything out at 15. We won't need too much strength to begin with. This strength is deals with interrupting your target and decreasing the amount of interrupts you get from your target. It also increases the maximum amount of crew that you have, and it decreases the amount of gear damage cooldown you get. So the stronger you are, less cooldown you'll have. Intelligence gives a really good one called Amplification. So you get increased, I believe it's class skills, one for every 5 int. It also gives you psi regen, as well as maximum psi. And it also increases the skill gain chance. So that's how fast you learn these things, by doing actions. So it's kind of a good idea to do a balanced sort of approach at first. I know what I'm doing, so I've got a high offense. We don't really have to touch dexterity too much. I'm going to get intelligence up to 20, dex up to 20. You know what? I'm just going to do 20 across the board. There we go. Now, if you did have a psi class, psionics class, which is basically like mana or magicka, you would want a higher intelligence just for that psi regen, as well as the, yeah. You want some strength, though, to deal with interrupts and stuff like that. You also start with some development points. So we've got 20 of them when we start here. And, since I'm using missiles, I'm going to put a few in missiles here, bring that to 1. And what did we go with? We went with the bolt. So I'm going to bring that to 1. And I'm just going to put the rest on repair, because that's my main stat as an engineer. And that's it. So now we've got our character built. We can sell this TX laser up ahead. There are some NPCs here. They don't do too much right now. They may in the future. They did in the past. So to move around, you can use the mouse. Right click will face you. If you hold down right click and then left click, it'll move you in that direction. You can also use WASD to move forward, back, turn, and if you hold shift with the A or D keys, you'll strafe. Again, Control Shift Home brings up the quick reference, and you'll see all these keys listed. Turn, face, yada yada. You notice right-clicking attacks, and left-clicking selects the target, so that looks like this. So we have that target selected now. We can also select ourselves, and we can also select shops. So if you select a shop, you can click down here to interact. You can buy and sell items. We're going to go ahead and sell our laser. And you'll see our wealth now shows correct credit amount. So there we go. All right, well, the next part is going up here and leveling. I'll show you guys some combat. We've got 40 missiles. We could probably take down a couple of spiders in the academy here. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. So I was about to show you how to assign actions to the bar, but I noticed there's a bug in the game, has been for a long time, where you have no actions when you start a new character. So you'll either want to quit the client, open it again, or you can do a restart. I'm just quitting because I'm on Linux. There's an issue with Wine where it hangs on restart. But anyway, Once you get back in, you'll see all of your lovely skills here. So as an engineer, I pretty much start with evade and droid, as well as my base skills here. So I like to assign attack to number 1. And the way I did this was I double clicked this and I pressed the key I wanted it assigned to. You can also go here to settings and select each one manually. So I like to set evade over here. And you notice in the settings, you're actually shown all of your skills, not just the ones you currently have. So you could, set your future skills up if you wanted to, if you knew what you're doing. But for right now, we pretty much just have droid and evade. So droid I put on this bar, which is my control key bar, and then I have control shift and shift over here. So I usually put droid on number 4. And then I'll put overclock and defiance on controls 5 and 6. So I'm just going to summon this guy. Oh, guess what? He takes 275 power to summon, and I only have 200. So I'm 75 power short. So no droid for me. Okay, we're just going to attack manually. What I do, if you go over here or over here, there's a possibility these missile sentries will kill your dude, giving you no experience or items. And I also want to show you a little trick. Most players know about this. It's kind of hard to get, but what you do is you hold down Alt and then press Shift and let go of both at once, and it'll put these nice little rings around. Without that, you kind of have to hold down Alt to see them. See if you hold down Alt. If you hold down Alt and then press Shift and let go of both, they'll stick. So you'll notice this one is silver. This is our level. Red is above our level, so they're 79. They are way above our level, whereas this guy is level Spider? I think it says level 1 there. I don't know. How about this guy? Oh, that's a Scorpion. Yeah, this guy is definitely level Spider. You can tell by all the Spider. Anyway, I just kind of go straight up because it's far away from any missile turrets. And yeah, the first time you fight something, you're just going to have to sit there for a bit until it dies. You may miss a few times if you haven't put enough into dexterity or you didn't have any points in missile like I put in. All right. And you'll notice we got some stuff here, but more importantly, we got lots of experience. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 times the experience. So these have been alive for 4 hours. And it'll also tell you what was dropped. So we have an advanced steel armor, 4 mold, sensor mold, framework, and particle accelerator. So 1 piece of armor and some gear. I'm going to put this port plate on. 5.38 DPS versus 5.2. It's a minor upgrade. You know what? I'll take it. Oh, some hydrogen to keep us going. And I don't really use this fabrication stuff to begin with. You can start collecting it if you want. In fact, they drop everything in here that you need to build your own armor at level 1. And I've done that a couple times, but I have enough gear now. I don't really need that. So then I'll start picking off the guys around the edges, making sure not to drag them out too far so the turrets don't get them. And later on, when you get to the star base, which is just up ahead, you can purchase better missiles, you can purchase better drives, all kinds of things there. So I'm kind of just collecting the items that I can sell for cash. So all the sparkly stuff is fabrication. Hydrogen I'm using for fuel, so picking that up. You can pick up the aluminum here. It's used in fabrication recipes for munitions, but we don't have the other components readily available until about level 40, so I'm not going to worry about aluminum right now. It is something you can sell to the shops, but it does weigh quite a bit, so especially with this hull, you won't want to pick up too much. So, yeah, there's a conduit, so we could take this conduit, and what is this? This is sensors, and these sensor molds, and we could make our nice little level 30 sensors with +1 haste. And we can get other system attributes here, up to 4 per item. and then you would basically just fabricate those, which I'll show you guys in another video, the fabrication system. It's really, really great. You can make just about any item you can imagine if you spend enough time collecting the components. But let's just go ahead and kill the rest of these spiders and scorpions here. Tailless scorpions. I guess they've evolved to not have tails in space. Or maybe these have been stunted for the Academy. I've always thought they were training spiders, maybe, automaton robot sort of training devices. But that was, oh my, he had some stuff on him. That wasn't even a hero or anything. So BioX's sell really well. And let's see, we got magnetic flux for shields. We got a plate attribute. We got electronic warfare attribute. And we also got a lot of weapon attributes: dodge, navigation, medicine. So again, you could take, conduit here with this mold, and we could make a, let's see, bolt, maybe a medicine bolt. Yeah. And you would need a molecular, ballistic framework is for ammo, and then molecular, what is it, molecular something? We'll find one. Let's keep going. Oh, I'll show you something else here. So I'm going to break off my attack, and I'm just going to face the other way. So you can hit space to select enemies, and then space again to start attacking. And you'll notice there's this line. I'll hold it down so you can see it. That's your selection. That's kind of your targeting radius. You notice I'll, can't reach that guy, but I can reach that guy. So go over here and attack him. Oh, we got, lots of stuff here. I wonder if I can even carry all this. My God. Oh, we got another steel plate, an advanced steel plate. So now we need our starboard and aft still. Another BioX, Type 1 shield cell, HS1 computer. What kind of stuff do I have here? So, crew regen, psi regen, hull regen. We'll take hull regen for right now. I'd really like to have some power regen, RS gear. Oh, nope, that's the plasma we had. No launcher yet. Let's go over to this side. Again, I'm kind of avoiding those turrets. Don't want to drag any of these guys in there, lose out on experience and items. And I'm literally just sitting there, waiting for them to die. There's no other direct attacks I can take as an engineer. As a pyro, you get firebolt. Telekinetic gets slam. Path actually doesn't get a direct attack for a bit, but you have stun. So crowd control stuff. CS1, crew regen. I will be increasing medicine as I level, so I don't really need too much crew regen stuff. Although if you find your crew is dying a lot, you might want some of that. Oh, look at this. Oh, we had one rocket left. But the gods of RNG have graced us with some Vibron Type 1s, 233 of them. Let's see, computer, this is all molds, some more hydrogen. We're stocked up pretty good on hydrogen. So yeah, you could, like I said, you've got the ability in here. All the components drop for these systems and weapons. So here's our molecular coil. These are your non-ammo based weapons, like your lasers or beams, bolts or plasmas, and your disruptors. Whereas the ballistic frameworks go for like the bay molds or the launcher molds. But all of them use the weapons attributes here, or class attributes actually. Oh, there's a launcher. Actually, we're going to get all this in the locker here. Yeah, you can access the locker from within the academy, so you don't really need to go back to the shops. You can just kind of dump everything on a page there until you have all the stuff you need. Not a bad idea to spend some time here. When I first came back, that was the one thing I missed out on was where did that launcher go? The academy wasn't working at the time, so I couldn't go in here and kind of stock up. I had to start at Scythe or Tiv with the basic weapons and stuff. So, oh, we haven't killed these guys yet. Let's get their stuff too and their experience. So I'm already level 5. Again, this is 4 times experience in here. 1, 2, oh, maybe 3 times experience. Hang on, no, we missed one up there. Oh, wow, that was 6 times experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is probably 2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. Oh, and you notice the higher experience they are, the more they drop. So lots of goodies in here. They also tend to pick up items that players have dropped or left on the ground. So you might find one fat with loot. Um, yeah. Well, anyway, once you're done in here about level 5, what you want to do is head up north through these doors, and you'll get to fight the Exit Guardian, who has a key for you. So I'm going to kind of just sneak in here, go around him, and I'll show you why you need the key. Apparently, you don't need the key. Well, that's nice. I've been getting the key to get out of there. I don't have the key, do I? I do not have the key. I guess the key's not required right now, but in the future it may be, so this is some good information. There's also bosses later on that drop keys, or mobs in systems outside those bosses that also drop keys to get into the bosses. Let's get back up here. I'm going to go around. Let's see if I can get between these guys. They're lower level to me now, so I can bypass some of them. You'll notice they've got a green ring. So I'm going to take this guy out. My strategy is to kind of do it up here because sometimes he'll reappear right after killing him. And if you're too close, he'll come after you. So here's our key card. This gives us access to the academy, or should give us access to the academy teleport back into the starbase. So this is the Hall of Resurrection. This is where you'll come if you die, or hyperspace back, or leave the academy like we just did. To the left is the entrance to the starbase level 1. And to the south is kind of the main area here. Dry dock with a lot of lower level hulls. A lot of people come to this armory to purchase ores to put away their money. I don't know if it's so much a thing anymore. I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and sell a bunch of stuff here that I don't need. Oh, there. We got an RS1 computer. So there's our power regen for our engineer. I'm also going to take off these TX shields, put my key card in, and grab the rest of the stuff out of my locker that I put in here. Just sell all this stuff. You'll notice we've made quite a bit of money. Now, weapons do tend to be easier to collect because you have 4 system slots plus plates, and each one of those has different varieties like AV, CS, RS, PS. I'm missing one, aren't I? I know I am. But so it's kind of hard to collect those in any kind of quantity. It's easier just to get the 5 weapons per system and then sell those. So I tend to pick those up for cash. You can also pick them up for salvaging or fabrication, plussing them. Wow, we've got 47K already. So let's see what we can do with that. We're going to take our weapons off. That's a requirement for changing hulls. So let's see what we got in the hulls here. So we can't quite afford a cruiser, but a Wolverine is well within our range. So that gives us 21 kilotons. The Firewing looks cooler. It only gives us 18. Both have 2 weapons. You know what? I'm going to go with the Firewing. It just looks a little bit cooler. So we still have 43 1,000 credits left. Let's go up here to the drives. You also find an armory up here that sells MK1 weapons, and they're scattered all around the outer ring. So, whoops, that's sell. This one has disruptors. There's another one with bays, bolts, beams, all that stuff. The ammo supply to the south that we were just at sells rockets. There's another one in the main central area that sells fighters. So in here we have our drives. We can't quite afford a transwarp, but phase warp is easy enough for us to do. So that gets us up to 110 thrust. Oh, and then we have 500 power, which means we can now summon our droid. How do I not have power? Oh, I'm still powering up. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, now we've got it. Summon! So now we've got our droid. This is something the engineer gets at level 1. I believe the Psi classes get it at level 1 or close enough to level 1 very early on. So it's basically like a pet. So you can use Shift G to make it protect you, Shift J to make it stay, Shift K if you have... Oh, yeah. So if you have a target selected, it'll kill it, but if you don't, then it'll kill itself. Yeah. So now we're going to go out here into the big bad universe. We got some planets, Gurtage, and Sithris Prime. And you'll see our little mini map here. We'll hide that and bring it out to the side. The main star of Sithris. And then there's the star base. And anytime you see these sparkly things you can enter, you'll have to dock, which typically takes about 10 seconds unless you've recently been in combat. The timer can be longer then. I'm just going to kind of come up here. And, oh, there's something we can mine. So this is mining level 1. Let's see what we get. Nothing, but you can mine these. You'll have to make sure that you can do a detailed scan. Oh, well, we finished that one off. You can do a detailed scan. It'll tell you what it should contain, what kind of skill you'll get from it if you're too high, too low. Oh, and here's more enemies. So these guys are green. I'm just going to take these guys out. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't equip our weapons, but the system's done that for us. Our droid's kind of taking care of things while we wait for those to power up. There we go. You see the little lines go around the ship. So you got launchers in blue, green is your power-based weapons, dissers, beams, plasma, disruptors, I should say. That's basically it for leveling. If you'd like to see some in-depth guides on certain classes or how I arrange my bars down here, let me know. I'll upload another video. Don't mind making these, and I love sharing this with new people. Thank you again for joining me.